My name is Caitlin, and this is the Busy Bee Podcast. Today, I have my very first guest speaker on this podcast, a friend of mine who is a classmate and a teammate, and she's really involved in this amazing national organization called Project Happy Feet, which is not only in one state, it's all around the world. And this is Eleanor.
Hi. This is really exciting.
How are you, Eleanor?
I'm good. I'm very excited to do this.
I'm very excited for this too, because it's like the first one.
I feel so special. I'm like the first one to be like on here. Makes me feel like I'm gonna be the first one.
I know you are. So let's cut to the chase. So you're in this organization called Project Happy Feet, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe what is exactly Project Happy Feet? Like, what is it supposed to do?
So Project Happy Feet, the whole goal of it is to collect gently used or new sports equipment to help people who may not have access to it. So I know, like, you and me, we both do sports, and we're both fortunate enough to be able to get all the equipment that we need. And we both know it's really, really expensive. But not everyone has, like, that blessing or, like, that standing in life to be able to easily afford things, especially when it's something they just want to try out. Like, for me, I've never played a sport in my life until I started high school. Mm-hmm. And the sports that I chose, field hockey and lacrosse, were, like, very equipment heavy. Yeah. So, like, I'm really lucky. My parents were like, it's no problem. It's fine. But I know, like, sports equipment, it costs a lot. So Project Happy Feet, what it does is it makes sure that these students from families with lower income or lower income schools have equipment to introduce students to these sports.
That's really amazing. And it's also global throughout the U.S., I heard, right?
Yeah, so currently I believe that we are in Maryland, Georgia, and New York.
That's amazing. How did you guys reach that point, like getting into all those states?
I think a lot of it has to do with our organizers' Instagram. They're very on top of, like, what they post. And I think just, like, the outreach that the Instagram has brought light to, like, the issue and what people can do, what students can even just do, because all this is just within the school and it's just students doing this.
Oh, so everything is student run. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. So, like, I know it started in Maryland, and it's like you said, it's in Georgia and a couple other states. But how did the organization reach out to those, like, people in those? Is it all by connections, like, with people in those states? Be like, hey, I have this organization, and, like, oh, I want to expand it to other states. Like, how did it reach to that point where it was, like, to other states?
So I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really sure about that. That's something where it's like the organizer, like the head of the group, probably organized. But I think what's really important is we not only have a social media page, it's the website. The website is how I contacted them. I emailed them and I applied to be an ambassador for our school. And I'm pretty sure that's what the other states have done as well. They just emailed and they checked the website.
Oh, okay. So it's like, yeah, that's really cool. It's all by connections. So like you said, you're kind of involved. You found the website. Like, is that how you got involved in this?
Yeah, so at the website, I sent in my application, and they were like, yeah, like, it would be great to have you on the team. And so I joined, and it really wasn't that difficult. It's not hard to get involved. I just had to pick up the box. I didn't actually pick it up. I had a friend pick it up for me because it was before I got my license. And they picked it up, brought it to the school, and we just set up the box. And it was just that easy. And all I have to do is monitor it.
Oh, that's really cool. So why did you get involved? Like, this is a really big organization. It is, like, throughout the U.S., and I think that's really cool, but, like, why?
So the reason I got involved was because I feel like I've had a lot of friends where they've wanted to play sports, like lacrosse. When I started playing lacrosse, I told all my friends, I was like, oh my gosh, guys, like, it's so fun. It's so fun. Like, I enjoyed it a lot, and I know not everyone does, but I convinced a lot of friends to come try out. But I had a lot of friends who didn't try out, who did want to play, who didn't because they couldn't afford the equipment. And they were like, oh, like the sticks, the gear, everything. Yeah. Especially for guys, like, girls is already a lot, like the goggles, the cleats, the sticks. But then when you had guys lacrosse, it's the padding and the helmet as well. Yeah. And I know, like, two guys who I was, like, good friends with, where they were like, oh, I want to try out and, like, I want to practice. And I was like, oh, you should. But they're like the equipment is so expensive. And they're like, I'll just do something else instead. And that made me really sad because I know, like, what a big impact sports have had on me. And I love being able to see the impact it has on others and knowing that, like, one of the obstacles in that is a socioeconomic thing makes me really sad. So I thought that it was important to, like, I was like, oh, what could be done to like solve this? And I saw this organization. I was like, oh my gosh, they're
Mm-hmm.
actually trying to solve the issue.
So what are like some of the things that this organization has done?
So I know that they've done not just collecting equipment in schools, but they've done community events as well. I'm pretty sure that it was December where they had a community event where they hosted all these activities and such, and they still had the box out to collect equipment. So all these families would come with their kids, they would go to the activities, and they'd see that box and they'd be like, hey, like I might have some extra stuff, and they would donate that.
That's really cool. Could anyone like apply? Like if I had a friend in like Texas, you say, go to their website and be like, apply to be a Project Happy Feet member? Or,
Oh
like,
yeah, absolutely. I think that would be great. Like the farther we can get outreach is just like so incredible. It'd be so great if we could get it. Like I think right now because Georgia, Maryland, New York, we're concentrated on the East Coast. So the farther out we can go, the better.
So what is your specific role?
So my role as an ambassador is just to keep an eye on the box at my school. So what I'll do is I'll put up flyers, I'll talk to coaches, especially the coaches. Coaches will reach out to their athletes, and those athletes will have equipment that they bring in. So I try to network with coaches, athletes, parents, teachers who have kids. I know that my English teacher, his children have played ice hockey their entire lives, and I asked him if he'd bring in some old equipment, and he said he would consider it. And once that box gets full, I'll take the stuff out, and then I'll empty it so that more people can put things in. And I just emptied our box, and I have like 3 bags worth of equipment sitting in my garage that I have to bring to the person who holds all the stuff.
That's amazing. And then like with the stuff, where does that get distributed to?
So it gets distributed to low income schools. I'm pretty sure have been focusing on donating to middle schools and elementary schools. And I'm not going to say like where, but it's just like the schools who don't have the same kinds of funds that other schools might. And but this way, students who are from lower income areas can still be introduced to sports that aren't limited to just a soccer ball, or even not even just a soccer ball. Even a soccer ball can be a lot for a whole gym class.
Yeah.
So getting what they can is just really important.
How did this organization start? Like I know is it like the organizer started it in Maryland, but like and it's all student run. So how did it like really start?
I have no idea.
It's okay. Okay. So what are like ways that high schoolers can get involved in this specific organization?
So with Happy Feet, I think it's just following the Instagram is really important. I know that recently they've been posting a lot about donating at Capitol Hill. So if you're a volleyball player, you can go and donate there. If your school doesn't already have a box, you can apply to be an ambassador, and for sure they're going to accept you. Or even if you don't want to be an ambassador, just reposting the post or letting friends and family know about it. If you have a family member or a cousin like at another school in another state, you can reach out to them and be like, hey, this is a really cool thing that you could do. And it's just something that I think it's not too hard. It's really simple. You set up a box and you keep an eye on it. Maybe bring a couple shoes back to your house and then give it to whoever's in charge. It's just like, it's doing the little that you can to make a big impact on other people.
Oh, okay. I see. That's really cool though. It's like it starts with like a box, but then it gets distributed out to many people and it like helps everybody. So, okay. So with you getting involved in like this early stage, like you're only in high school, right? How important do you think it is for like people who are teenagers in high school or even younger to get involved in these sort of things? Like how important do you think it is?
I think it's really important because it brings in a whole new perspective to like what other people may go through. I have always lived like a really privileged life, and it wasn't until like I was maybe more in high school where I realized like, wow, I really like have all these things that other people might not have. And like when I do Project Happy Feet, I feel like I can help those people. And it's just like getting involved brings new perspective, and also just I think it builds character when you do things that help others like voluntarily. Like it may take time out of your day, it may take energy, but it's important to do what you can.
Yeah, it is really important for us, especially like because it prepares you kind of like for like the real world and like eye-opening to like all these experiences. How are some ways like I know you guys collected for Capitol Hill and Volley, but what are some ways that you guys are not only trying to collect items, but is there any other like events or like specific? I know you talked about they had one event where like families came out and played, but is there any other like upcoming or trying to like plans?
So I'm going to ask right now, I think There's nothing set in stone, but they are trying to do another similar community event. And if people can't bring in equipment, we still have like a Venmo or a Cash App option. I'm trying to remember which one it is, but it's like you can send in money to donate as well.
And are these events like mostly in Maryland because that's where it started? But do they also do global ones in the other states too?
So most of the events that we've had, yeah, they are pretty centered in Maryland. I haven't heard if New York or Georgia have done anything, but I'm sure that once they get like a big enough support group, they will.
And are there a lot of people in this organization, Project Happy Feet? Like, is it a really big like student run?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think, like we have a lot of high schools that are involved in it, and it's just really impressive to see how people from all over the county, people with a whole bunch of different backgrounds are coming together to work for this cause.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you know like specifically how many schools in our county are in it?
In our county, I want to say maybe a dozen.
Oh wow, that's actually a lot.
We have like students from a dozen different high schools, but we'll also have boxes in middle schools that they might not have ambassadors, but we still like collect those, and we have a box at a sports center as well. That's not a school, but we have someone who monitors it, and then someone will go and pick it up.
Oh wow, that's like really cool. See how it like started here and it's like expanded to like entirely on the East Coast. So with all these getting into all these organizations, how do you find like these infos like for like the people across like the US and like across the state, like people who are trying to get involved in these organizations, what is like the easiest route to finding these different organizations to help and like with these new experiences?
I'm gonna say the easiest thing would have to just be like being online. Like I found out about it like through Google because their website showed up on my thing, and I know most of my friends have found their organizations or their groups through social media. It's just like staying aware. And I know it's bothersome when your school will like throw things at you in the announcements or with flyers.
Yeah.
But they really do have some really amazing opportunities. Like I've been able to join things like Key Club and SGA because I listened to the school announcements and I was like, hey, that actually doesn't sound half bad.
Yeah, it is really important to like stay involved at like this age. How important do you think it's to you for like to stay because this is a school sports like based organization focusing on kids being able to do school sports. How important do you think sports teams are to like to people in general, to students, but also to the school?
Oh, I think it's so important. I think it not only is good for the people on the team, but it builds community. The competitiveness and like the spirit of the game really just work towards building up the school's own sense of community. That's why football is such a big deal because when the football team wins, the school's like hyped because that school, their athletic ability and their skill is representative of them. And it just brings everyone up. And that's like the same thing where it's like if you can get these students the opportunity to do these amazing things, it not only brings up them, it's going to bring up their families, it's going to bring up their peers, their teachers. It's just going to make everyone feel like they're really represented in a better way.
So it is like a good thing for like you believe that this organization believes that like everyone can play a sport.
Oh yeah, everyone absolutely can. It's just about making sure that everyone gets that opportunity.
Yeah, that's definitely really important because sports do bring people together.
Yeah. Should I ask you some questions?
Sure.
So you are on your class council, right?
Yeah.
And what's your job?
I am the vice president.
You're the vice president? And so what do you do as your vice president?
As vice president, I sort of assist the president, but I also have like it's a bigger role. So I do like oversee, I start plan stuff and I communicate with like the other like members and we like plan like fundraisers, different events. And I kind of like at the meetings, I can't not lead it, but I like assist the president basically.
So wait, what made you want to like join your class council?
I feel like at first I was like I wanted to do it because it not only gains you like this like leadership, but I also did it to gain friends because at the beginning of freshman year, you're joining and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many new people and I kind of did it to get to know more people. But then like when I joined, I realized how much not power, but kind of power you have. Like influence. You can do so much to like influence your class. You can host all these events, all these fundraisers, and it gets you out there. And I feel like that's just so fun. Like being able to host these things I feel like it's really fun. And you're on SGA too, right?
Yeah.
What is your role?
I'm actually the secretary, so like I'll take all the notes, I'll record things, I'll make sure everyone's like kept up to date.
Are you in any other like bigger like organization clubs at school?
I'm the co-president of our National Honor Society.
Okay.
So we try to like plan our community service initiatives and make sure that everyone's getting their tutoring hours in, because the Honor Society, one of our biggest things is making sure that we're helping our own school and make sure that everyone else can reach a certain level of academics. So we want to assist the students in that. And then right now we're planning on, let me think. What was it? I think we're planning to do like a school supply drive at school. So that way people, if they forget a pencil or if they want to like get a shirt, like one of those CHS shirts.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's okay.
One of our, so like we're trying to plan a school supply drive where students want to get like pencils, school supplies, or one of our school shirts. They could just get it there. And I think it's really great because it kind of just like, there are days where you forget to bring your things. I know I forget to bring my pencil case all the time. And if I could just go somewhere and be like, hey, can I get a couple pencils and not have to worry about bringing it back, it would be really convenient.
That's really cool. It's like at the convenience of the students, because we all know we have those struggles, like days where we forget, and it's really cool. Well, for sports, you're on field hockey and lacrosse.
Yeah.
What made you, because you said you didn't really play a sport till high school, right? What made you to decide to like join these things? Because I feel like if I were to like come into high school and like be like see sports and I've never played, I'll be like, oh my gosh, that's so scary, I wouldn't be able to do it. So what made you like?
I'm gonna be honest, it was a really spur of the moment thing. I went to our school's orientation because the middle school that I came from, it didn't feed into my high school, so I didn't know anyone. So I was like, I'm gonna go to this orientation, figure this whole thing out. So I go there, and the girl who's touring me, she's a senior, and she's like, hey, you should try out for field hockey. And I was like, what's that? I didn't even know what that sport was, but she's like, you should try out, it'll be a lot of fun. And in my head, I thought this was gonna be like an intramural thing, like an extra gym class. I didn't realize what a big like commitment it would be. But anyways, I get my physical and I go to tryouts, and the coach, she's like, okay guys, like I'm like one of 2 freshmen who are trying out. There weren't a lot of people that came, but I go and I was like, oh wow. And we start doing all this running. It's hot outside. I've never done anything like this before. And I was so sweaty and so gross, and I hated like every second of it. But the reason I stayed was because everyone there was so nice. Like it's just like the sense of community was something I hadn't experienced before, and just being a part of it, I was like, wow, this is something I really want to stick with.
And you believe that's like really important for like as you grow up and like the aspects of life that you're like involved in these sort of things.
Like that community is something that like still impacts me a lot. I know a lot of my friends and my relationships are because of the sports that I've played, and it's made such a big impact on me. That's why I always tell everyone, like, you should totally try out for this sport. You should absolutely join this club, because you never know what kind of opportunities or relationships it's going to get you.
Yeah, that's amazing. And lacrosse, like, how did you go from like field hockey? I know they're very like similar. Yeah. But like, I know you started field hockey, and then like, what made you do lacrosse, a whole nother sport?
So we call it the field hockey to lacrosse pipeline, because some people who played field hockey, because we live in Maryland, lacrosse is a very like New Englandy sport. A lot of them played lacrosse when they were younger. And I had a good friend of mine. She was like, hey, you should play lacrosse. And I was like, no, I want to play softball. I really wanted to play softball. But then one day it was me and 2 other friends. We go to the other friend's house, the one who's been playing for years. And she's going to teach them how to play lacrosse. And I was like, well, if I'm here, I might as well learn how. So I learned how to play. And I was like, hey, this is kind of fun. And softball, I really wanted to do it because I just wanted to swing that bat. And I was like, that would be so sick. But then I'm playing lacrosse. I'm like, this is pretty cool too. So she lends me her stick. I play with it for a little bit. I go to tryouts. And it helps that my field hockey coach was also the lacrosse coach. And a lot of people were new. That's also what's great about sports. People are really scared because they think that they have to already know everything. But I think that for a lot of high school sports, you can learn as you go. Like going to field hockey and lacrosse, no idea what any of them were. But my coaches and my teammates were just so helpful, and learning those skills was something that I think has taught me it's okay to not know how to do things, and just throwing yourself into new things is really important because you never know what you're going to get.
So you came into high school knowing now how to play both of these sports, and you joined, and you're still in it today, a couple years later.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you're just sticking with it?
I am. I'm stuck with it now.
And this like influenced you for Project Happy Feet,
right? It did, because when we were like buying all the new equipment, I was like, wow, this is like so expensive. I never realized how much it costs. It was like new stick, $100 at least, shin guards, mouth guard, goggles, buying balls so that I could practice with them. And it was just like it was eye-opening for me.
Yeah, so that's amazing though. Like with Project Happy Feet and still playing sports and staying involved, it's been a good time.
It has like just a lot of people think that it can be hard to balance it, and it is hard. But it could, depending on the kind of person you are. I know a lot of people don't like having a bunch of things. Some people do. Yeah. For me, I do enjoy it, and having all those things. The reason I enjoy doing them is because of the sense of community, and I feel like I'm making a change. So those are the things that like bring me joy.
Okay, so now that we've got all the lesson and advice part of the way, we're gonna play a little this or that game.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna name two things, and you're gonna say which one you are.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one: are you a beach girly or are you a mountain girly?
Oh, okay. So for like the first, I want to say 15 years of my life, I was a mountain girly. Really like hiking, really like the forest, all that, and I hated the beach. I didn't like the sand, I didn't like the salt water, but it wasn't until last year. I went to Florida for spring break, and we went to Destin, Florida, and we were on the beach there, and I was like, oh wow, this is actually really nice and really relaxing when I wasn't trying to like force myself to go play in the water. Like just the breeze and like the smell of the ocean. I was like, this is really relaxing. I think right now, I have to say I'm a beach girly now. I really like going to the beach because of that.
Bro, Destin, oh my god, that place is beautiful. It's the water is like perfect blue, and then the white sand. Yeah. And you went to Hawaii, right?
Oh, I did go. Yeah, I did go to Hawaii. It was a lot of fun.
That was fun. Okay. I feel like personally, I'm more of like, in the beginning, I was more beach girly because I feel like when I was younger, I was kind of like opposite of you. I was like, oh my gosh, I love the sand and I love like the salt water. But now, like I recently went to like Zion National Park, and like I went to Yosemite last year, and then like all these like new experiences. Yeah. I feel like I'm now more like mountain girly. It depends like the era in my life. Like right now, it's like mountain girly, definitely.
Zion Park was like, I went when I think I was around 7. That's like one of my core memories because I remember waiting in like it's not a canyon, is it? I don't know what it's called. Like I was waiting in the water where it's like between like the big rocks and everything. I don't know what it's called.
Wait, that's like the Narrows, right? Is that that like trail in the water?
And like I just remember that so well. And I thought that was like so much fun.
Oh yeah, Zion is beautiful. It was so pretty. It's like everything's in the middle of nowhere, but that park is beautiful. It's like a real hike though. Like you can't fake anything. Going up that hill was tiring. Yeah, my legs.
That was 10 years ago, so I don't remember any of that. I only remember the good parts.
So you're more like beach girly now. Yeah, beach era. Girly. Are you like a swim? Or are you like the lay in the sand and like read?
I definitely more tan? Like a lay in the sand and tan. I do like swimming, but the waves scare me. Like
really,
I'm like terrified because I'm not a strong swimmer.
I'm like kind of a strong swimmer, but then when I go in the ocean, I'll be like oh my gosh, I can do this. And then when I see like the big wave, I like abort mission, and then like it just like collapses on me, and it's like oh my gosh. But it's fun. I like the beach, but I think I'm in my like mountain era.
Yeah.
Are you a more comedy or like horror movie watcher?
Oh, that's hard because I don't watch a lot of like TV shows or anything, but I'd have to say comedy because I think the TV that I do watch is with my mom. Me and my mom watch a lot of TV together, and we'll watch things like K-dramas, and we really enjoy the ones where it's like not just romance and drama, but the ones that are funny and make you laugh.
Yeah, I like a lot of comedy, but I just need to find like a really good one to watch. I feel like I don't watch like much like movies that are centered on comedy. I
always it's like adjacent with something else, like drama and comedy or rom-coms.
Like or like some Marvel movies can be like funny. Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite Marvel movie?
Currently, I just watched the Marvels, the one with like all 3 of them. Right?
I haven't watched that yet.
That one is so good. I thought I've seen better, but it's still really good. Like I feel like it's very unique because you wouldn't expect like all 3 of these to become like a team. Yeah. And then like since the Avengers is like technically gone because they like disassembled. It's like no spoilers, but like you'll be seeing like a new team starting to come forward.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, but I really like Guardians of the Galaxy. Which one? Like trilogy. The second one. I feel like it's really good.
Wait, which one was that about? I'm trying to remember the plot for that one.
I think the third one.
Oh, that's
just
the
came
one
out.
with like the dad and like he was the plant ego. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of. It was weird, but it was like good weird.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When horrors, like I watch some, I just get like I get terrified.
Really?
I get nightmares for it. Like really easily, so I'm not much of a horror watcher, but I try. Yeah. I've been trying to like
build your tolerance.
Yeah, build my tolerance basically. Like I watched them on Halloween, which was terrifying.
Wait, I'm getting a phone call right now.
Oh, it's okay. Okay, are you a waffle or pancakes?
Oh gosh, that's really hard because I can't. It's really hard. I have to say controversial, but pancakes. I used to be a big waffles girl.
I'm a pancake girl too.
I used to be a big waffles girl, but I prefer cooking pancakes. And then over vacation, I was making waffles for everyone, and I made them, and they were good. But I was like, man, I would really prefer like right now a fluffy pancake. I feel like they're easier to eat.
Same. I feel like growing up, I never really ate waffles because you had to buy like the maker, but then pancakes you could just make it on the stove and stuff. So I was more pancake girly, and then like once I started eating waffles, at first I was like I didn't really like it because it's like crunchy. You can't. Yeah, it's kind of hard to eat too because it's like
you have to like cut it and it's like hard to cut it.
Yeah, and the pancakes you can be like just like eat it.
It's easy. It's like a little piece of cake.
Exactly. So I was more pancake girly, but now I feel like if I eat a waffle, it can't be cooked all the way. I don't really like the crunchiness.
Oh, I do like the crunchy part.
Really?
But like, I just really enjoy pancakes, especially making them. I feel like making pancakes is the most fun part about it.
It is fun because you'd be like, and then you can add so much to it.
Like the blueberries, chocolate chips, or like, and I love pancakes.
I'm a pancake girl. Okay. I know you like both, but are you a pop girl or a country girl?
Oh, that's hard. Okay. I love my country, but I definitely listen to pop a lot more.
Who are your artists?
Right now, I'd have to say it's really basic, but Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, like those. I do need to expand my music taste. If you have recommendations, please send them to me. But I love my Taylor Swift. I love my Olivia Rodrigo.
I'm very pop girly too. I feel like I don't know if this is considered country, but I love Noah Kahan.
He's not really country. He's like folk.
It's like folk. Yeah, I folk. Really like.
I like his music is so good.
What country like?
Your dog.
I know.
He's so cute.
What country like singers do you listen to for country?
Like Zach Bryan. I'm trying to remember what the other one is. Oh my goodness, I forgot. Oh, the Midlands. That was really good. A friend introduced me to that. A friend introduced me to them through the song "Drinking Problem." Really good song. I really enjoyed it. Jolene. I don't know.
I don't really know.
Oh, no, Jolene is not. I like the song Jolene by Dolly Parton. That's not the name of the song. Okay, wait. Dolly Parton. And there's one more. Oh, gosh. What's her name? It's not Mariah Carey. Oh, it's something, Twain. I don't remember her name.
I don't know. I don't listen to country, so I only know, like...
Wait, I'm literally gonna look it up
right
now because, like, I love her music. And I guess it's pop. Let me see. Shania Twain.
Shania Twain.
I don't know if you know the song. It's like, that don't impress me much.
No.
Oh, no.
Wait, is that pop or country?
I don't know. I feel like she's done country and she's done pop, but I like both of her stuff.
And you're a Swiftie, right? What's your era right now?
I'm not the biggest Swiftie, so I don't like era. I'd have to say I am in. That's a really hard question. I don't know. I want to say Lover.
Lover because it's like February and stuff.
It's like,
personally, like I like the Lover song Lover, but I don't like the album generally. Really? I'm not very a Lover because I listen to all the songs and they're just like they're not just all for me. I feel like they're very like no offense basic, but I love Taylor Swift. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. No, I think my favorite song for that is Paper Rings.
And I love Paper Rings.
It's really corny, but like I love it, and I just think it's so cute.
It's an adorable. I feel like that's one of her best written songs because it's like cute, but it's also good and catchy.
Like the message is also just like
I feel like I don't know. I feel like summer is very folklore-ish for me, and then winter is very Evermore. But right now, I don't really know. Like,
what have you been listening to a lot?
I feel like Speak Now I've been listening to a lot, but I love Speak Now. I think that out of every album, that is my favorite.
Oh, favorite album? I'd have to say is Red.
Red it's super long. It's like a lot, especially with like the 10-minute version of All Too Well.
Yeah, but because That one has her, and I forgot his name, but she's a duet, and it's to this is like the last time. Like,
Oh,
this is the last time I'm telling.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite songs by her. And I scream it in my car when I play it. Like, it's so much fun to sing to.
I scream, you know, Illicit Affairs?
I love Illicit Affairs.
I scream that song every time.
It's so good.
It's so good. That was like my favorite. But I feel like it doesn't really match the folklore like aesthetic, because every folklore song is kind of like, you know, like August and like Cardigan is just all like low and like,
I don't know. I really like her songs, and I know I'm like basic, but it's just like they're good.
Okay, if you say The Last Time is your favorite song, that's not basic. If you were saying like I don't know, Shake It Off or something, that's like major basic.
I like Shake It Off, but like I never listen to it willingly.
Same.
I never play it. That's not gonna be my go to ever.
Yeah. I like, do you know Holy Ground from Red?
No, like, I don't know that one.
That one's like deep down, like it's like,
oh, okay. I'll listen to that one.
I like that one from Red, and then I don't know. I like All Too Well Timid Version. It just gets so like...
It does. I remember after a game, we went to, like, took a really bad loss, like 3-2, and we lost to the refs. We didn't lose to the other team, and we're taking the bus back home. And then someone starts playing All Too Well, the 10-minute version, and everyone just starts singing it, and it was so funny. Because half of them were, like, really enjoying themselves singing, and the other half were like, we just lost.
They're in the emotions like, of singing.
They weren't even, like, emotional at the fact that we lost. They were just like, what are they doing? Why are they singing? I was like in between because I didn't know the words, but I was like, this is kind of fun.
Yeah, I feel like what's your Olivia Rodrigo taste? Do you like her new album or do you like the old one?
I like her new album, but I love her first album. I love
her first album's on top. The second one is, there's like 5 good songs, but the rest are just bad.
I don't think I hate any of them. I just think that the first one was more iconic.
I feel like she has a lot of like repetitive songs. Like they kind of like,
they have a very similar vibe.
And then, but I feel like her new album, it made it like, she like changed it kind of like, and definitely in like Love is Embarrassing, Pretty Isn't Pretty. I feel like it like kind of changed. They're like not as sad.
I think like everyone had these really high expectations, and they thought it was gonna be like everything was gonna sound like Vampire. I think that's what people were expecting. I
don't like Vampire. I don't know if that's like a controversial thing.
Okay, I don't think it's the best song on there.
I had my moment like in the beginning. I was like, oh no, I hate this, and then like it kind of grew on me.
Yeah, I think that album was really like an acquired taste kind of thing. Like the first time you listen, you're like, and the second time you're like, oh, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I'm not a Vampire girl. I like Bad Idea right better than Vampire. It's just it's not really a song. It's like her talking mostly.
That's true. Yeah, I see that.
So what's your favorite from like her new one?
Ooh, I'm really bad with song names. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to look at Spotify. Because like, I don't listen to like, I don't pay attention to song titles or words ever. I'm just like a listener. Let me see. Olivia Rodrigo. And then let's go to my liked songs by her. I think I have to say my favorite is Making the Bed.
That one's really good.
Making the Bed. I really like it's just very like soft and it kind of like flows. I don't know, something about it. I just really enjoy it.
I like that one too. Her old album was really good too. I feel like that one might be better even.
It is. Yeah. I think it's better.
Like One Step Forward, 3 Steps Back. That one is my favorite.
Gosh. When like I was in middle school and that came out and when that dropped, like I lost my mind. I would listen to it nonstop.
Okay. So this is the last one. Are you a boots girly, a sneaker girly, or a Crocs girly?
I'm a sneaker girly.
Sneaker?
For sure. I got a lot of, feet problem. Like, I be twisting my ankles all the time. My knees are messed up. I need all the support I can get. I don't really like boots because they come up to your ankles and they just don't work with the pants that I wear.
I feel like I have my moments. Like, if I'm in, like, my fancy, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to dress up for school era, I'll be in my boots era. And then, like, I'll be like, okay, I have style. That'll be my sneaker era. And then, like, I just woke up as, like, my Crocs era. I don't really wear my Crocs.
I don't wear my Crocs either because I forget. I actually don't know where they are right now. I think I lost them. But also, when I wear them, I think I got a size too big. So I keep tripping in them. I'm scared I'm going to hurt myself.
I like Crocs, but I feel like they're only good for, like a short period of time. Like after sports, like when you finish a game and you like take off your cleats and put in your Crocs, that's like good. But I can never, because I've worn them all day at school and my feet just get like sweaty or something.
Oh yeah, they do like a weird thing about them. Your feet get sweaty. But I think because we both play sports so often, it is worth like having them like for practices or games. like I love putting them on, like taking off my cleats and my
that's
braces,
actually true.
and then I get step into my Crocs. And I'm like, wow, that feels great.
Did you get injured like once you started playing sports?
Ankles, yes. So beforehand, during quarantine, me and my dad and all my siblings, we'd all go biking all the time, and that was fine. But then I started having some knee problems. And that was like, I laid off of the biking for a while. I was like, it's not a big deal. I don't do anything anyways. And I started playing sports and my knee started acting up again. So I got a knee brace and I ended up finding out that it was like tendonitis in my knee. And I got it taken care of kind of when I started doing PT, but I fell off with the PT and I need to get back on that. So my knee still bothers me sometimes. But with the ankles, out of the 3 times I've sprained them, it was only one of them was like actually playing a sport. The first time I did it was after a game. I was like jumping up and down because it was cold, and I like hopped off the curb. And then when I landed, instead of like landing flat, I landed like this, and like I heard like a pop, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And it hurt so bad.
Oh my god!
The second time, I was walking like off my front porch, so I like go down the steps, and I was text. This is why you don't text and walk, okay? Don't text and walk. I was texting someone and walking, and then like. My other ankle, also same thing, like it folded. And my god. That also hurt really bad.
So it's like, you should play sports, but like
it's not even because of the sports though.
That's
it's
true.
Because like I was just being careless both times.
Because I know a lot of people are scared to play sports because they're like, I don't want to get hurt. Because like I have a friend who plays basketball and I was like, play lacrosse and stuff. And she was like, I don't really want to get injured for basketball like the next year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is true you could get, but it like also keeps you in shape
It
too.
does keep you in shape.
I guess it like,
it's like a...
It also depends what sport. Like, if you do swim, you're probably not going to get injured.
I know someone who got concussed from doing swim. I don't know how it happened, but they got a concussion from swim.
Probably, like, banged their head or something.
They, like... I think they swam into a wall or something, but it was pretty funny.
Like, low-key lacrosse, like, you don't really get... Like, in field hockey, there's not much injuries. Like...
So, yeah, with field hockey, the worst thing that can happen is if a ball, like, hits you anywhere, like... I would say... Even if you get hit with your body, it's not going to break anything. But if you get hit in the face or if your fingers get jammed, that's pretty bad. I know that my last field hockey game, I had a girl, the end of her stick like went into my knuckle, and you can still see like there's a scar right here and like broke skin, and it was swollen. I couldn't bend it for a couple days. Yeah, but I feel like like soccer and basketball is like one of those like it's most likely get injured, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't play it. Like, it is scary. I mean, there's a risk with everything that you do. Like,
that's true.
Driving is like so dangerous, but everyone does it anyways because it's just like everyone's so accustomed to it. I think it's the same thing with sports. You just gotta recognize the risk and just be as safe as you can. Yeah, but yeah. So that brings us to the end. Thank you so much for doing this. Of course. It was so much fun. So much fun. I'm glad this really went well, especially for first guest. If you need any more information on Project Happy Feet, I'll probably include it in the link in the description. And yeah. Yay, we finished.